Hey guys, it's KK. I hope you all are doing well. I'm back with another process video with the Scrappy Challenges group. And this week's challenge was to use washi tape on a layout. So I use washi tape on quite a few of my layouts, but usually it's not a focal point or a main embellishment. It's just something that's there to add a little bit of interest or color. So this week I wanted to challenge myself to make washi tape a main embellishment on my page. So my idea is this: I love to create a little border or a small frame around every layout that I do almost. So I thought this week, instead of using paper, I would use washi tape to create this border. And the idea is that I'm going to go all the way around this navy cardstock with this aqua border. And I'm going to make sure that the washi intersects at the corners, but that it's not too neat. So I'm just going to tear it as I go. Once I get this entire sheet of cardstock framed out, I'm going to go ahead and create another frame with a thinner yellow strip of washi. So I'm just going to do the same exact thing that I did with the aqua. And once I get this whole thing framed out, I'm going to use that center part kind of to dictate how big my actual layout's going to be. So right here, I'm just measuring how big that box is so I know how big I can cut the pattern paper that I'm going to be using. And I think it was about 9 by 9. So I'm going to take this pattern paper from October Afternoon, and it's just a cream background with an aqua print on it. And I'm going to use this to kind of be the background layer for my actual layout. So if you've been watching for a while, you know I've talked about this before. I consider my layouts to be quite simple, so I like to kind of cut the 12 by 12 down so I don't have so much space to embellish, and I can use less and it looks like more, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take this polka dot paper from, I believe it's Echo Park, and I'm going to create one layer, and then I'm going to also take that aqua sheet that you see at the top right. I'm going to take a piece of that and create another layer. And I'm just using the background or the pattern on that October Afternoon print to kind of figure out where I should put my red piece of paper so I can make sure that it's straight and even. So once I get this down, I'm going to go ahead and get started with a photo. So when I put the photo down, I'm just looking for somewhere else to add something. And underneath right there, I think that would be a good spot to add another piece of washi. So I'm coming in with this camera print washi. I don't know who makes it. I think I might have even purchased it at Michael's. So I'm going to put the photo back down. And when I put the photo down, what I realize is I kind of don't feel like it's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel finished to me. So I go ahead and use some cream cardstock just to create a thin frame around it. At this point, that area right below the photo right there, it looks perfect for the title. So I go ahead and grab some alphas, and these are from Bella Boulevard, and they're really old. They're from like 2009, and I had 2 sheets of them, but I'm just going to go ahead and use them to create my title. I really like the font and the size of them. For the first part of the title, I'm going to use some alpha stickers from Doodlebug, and they're very, very pale gray with some polka dots on them. Now, once I get that title down, I'm going to go ahead and pull some embellishments that I think I want to use on this page. The majority of the embellishments that I end up using are from October Afternoon because all of this pattern paper and the embellishments were grouped together in kind of a kit. So right here, you see that label, the orange one on the right-hand side? It really just stuck out to me. It was the size and the shape. It had nothing to do with the color at this point, but I really liked it. So I thought it would be good to find something similar in size and shape to mount that first part of the title on. But I didn't find anything. So I ended up using that orange label and just incorporating the color into the layout. When I put that down, I realized that to the left-hand side, I kind of had this like awkward space. So what I did is just put another piece of washi tape down just to extend that whole cluster. I also stamped a day to remember underneath that title just to give it somewhere to sit on the label. Now up at the top, I want to incorporate some orange because I've got that big orange label now. So I find these tidbits that are from October Afternoon, and I just stick one up there, and it's orange, but it's really small if you look at it. So I was kind of trying to figure out something else I could use. So I had this flare badge from October Afternoon that was aqua and orange, and I thought I would go ahead and use it. And at this point, I really want to put something else behind it. So I find in those tidbits, I find this kind of, it's a red circle shape that I want to use. And I'm just looking for something else to go up there because that's just not enough embellishment. So I have this sheet of pattern paper from October Afternoon, and I'm going to cut one of those squares out, and I'm going to use half of the frame just to kind of make another layer back there. And again, I'm going to come back in with something circular because I have all the layers of paper and now the frame, and everything is really boxy up there. So what I decide at this point is that I have to change that little die cut up there because the original one was orange and now the frame is orange, so I kind of needed to break it up. I get rid of this die cut right here that I'm messing with because the border is too thick. And so it's kind of more bold than the border on the label sticker, and I didn't like that. So I wanted to go ahead and have a thinner border there, so I just pulled in one of the label stickers and layered the flare badge over it. At this point, I also decide to go ahead and change that die cut at the very top to a sticker as well. And all I was talking about there was how the stamping and the washi kind of line up, so it's like that line goes all the way to the end, it extends, so it gives everything a place to rest. So I'm just changing up that sticker up there. And I'm going to come in with these chipboard hearts from October Afternoon as well. I'm going to place an aqua one at the top and a red one at the lower embellishment cluster to the left of that flare badge. And then at this point, I'm pretty much done. I'm just going to add some enamel dots. And I'm also going to come back in and add some misting. And I'm going to add a few enamel dots to the bottom right of the title just to give it somewhere to have some interest down there because it's really far extended and there's nothing else there with it. This is the silver or the tinsel Heidi Swapp Color Shine. I'm going to use some navy Heidi Swapp ink and a Chamel date stamp to put the date on the page. For a final touch on the page, I added just a bit of journaling above the photo and to the right of the embellishment cluster, and you can see that here on the overall view of the page. And that is where I called the entire thing done. So I have a couple more close-ups, and as always, make sure you check out the other girls' videos. I'll make sure and link them down below. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.